I went to Snowflake Summit last month in Las Vegas. I went to the same conference the year before, and I'd never have predicted any of this. Never. I wouldn't have thought that this was coming. So that
Wow.
was only a year ago. Yeah.
This is a big moment. I don't think people realize how big this is. It's like the iPhone moment, or
Yeah.
maybe better than that. It went like very quickly. In 7 days, we have 100 million people using ChatGPT, and it's so natural because you don't need to teach no one how to use it. It's just a chat box. Then you ask anything.
It's using the human operating system, right? Language, it's using that operating system. So any human can use it as long as they can use language.
Yes, yeah,
It's
that's
like
true.
with Delphi, we found we didn't know. Michael and I don't speak other languages, but we got some friends to try it out in Spanish and Mandarin and Arabic, and it never struggled with any language.
Oh wow, it can talk multiple languages. I mean, it
Yeah,
understand it. Wow,
yeah.
wow, yeah. Wow, how do you see ChatGPT now? Delphi is using GPT-4, right?
We
So,
use a mixture, so you can choose between OpenAI's GPT-4 or ChatGPT, which is GPT 3.5,
mhm.
or you can choose Anthropic's Claude or Google's Cody, and then we also host an open source model. I think we've tried like Falcon 40B, which is the one the UAE open sourced recently. We've also tried Llama 2, which is the one that Meta open sourced for commercial use just the other day, actually.
Oh wow, wow. Okay, so all these AI tools, which one? How do you choose the best one, right? You have Google Bard, which is a big response to ChatGPT. Like I said, Facebook is coming there with their is Llama, right?
Yeah, Llama 2
Llama
now.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you choose what AI tool to use? Let's say for someone out there who just try getting into these AI tools.
Yeah, I think it's tough
Yeah.
to know exactly how and why to choose which large language model to use. I personally don't think that's going to be a problem for people other than engineers for very long, because I think what's going to happen is that the AI is going to get baked into every other product. So like you saw this with Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. They didn't really talk about AI. I don't think they mentioned it once.
I didn't
But
mention
if
it
you
once. Yeah.
they didn't mention it once, but it was everywhere. Like
Yes.
they were talking about all these products that they were building and that we're going to do this, have this feature. And anyone knowing how deterministic systems work knows that that feature is not one of those possibilities, and therefore they're using a large language model.
Right.
So I think that's how, and I think Apple completely right in doing
Mm,
it that way for the normal public that who aren't engineers, right? That's exactly what they want. They just want, oh, this is magic, right?
yes,
It's just
yes.
going to do something for me. Yeah,
You're right. It's gonna be baked into every single product, so you don't have to even think about it. That's true.
exactly.
Except engineers or people trying to build companies like you.
Yeah.
Wow. So because when they started ChatGPT, no one was even close to them, right? Then a couple months later, Google came with Google Bard. I tried them both, and they're very good in programming. If you ask them a SQL query or a Python script, they're very good. They don't get it everything right, but they get something good, right? And also they're
I
super.
mean, almost certainly Google will catch up, right? At some point very soon, they're going to catch up to GPT-4. They have the people, they have the power, they have everything they need
So you
to
think
do it. It's just time.
you think Google gonna catch up?
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now, yeah, Google Board is becoming good. It's kind of, like you said, I think they're working 24/7. I don't think engineers they are sleeping right now.
Yeah,
Being an
we better
AI
cap it.
being an AI specialist at Google right now, you don't sleep.
But I think, before this happened, they were the ones leading AI, but they didn't have anyone really, apart from maybe some teams in China or wherever, competing with them. And the things they were competing on were so like esoteric, like protein folding or game playing and AGI. They weren't like very concerning in terms of like real world commercial applications. And then suddenly, OpenAI's come out with this, and so of course now they've got a real incentive to push hard.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now they really wake up. And like you said, they have all the team, they have probably the best AI people in Google. Sometimes it's a little bit scary because they have all the specialists, if they wake
Yeah.
up, they're gonna yeah, and
Yeah, DeepMind. And they got
yeah,
DeepMind
yeah,
in
they are
London. They're
Google
probably
DeepMind,
the
yeah.
best.
Yep. And I think, like you said, they've been using it like Google Assistant, right? It's probably some large language, LLM behind that, but they were just going slowly. Now they can come out and say, hey, you see, it's not just us. We have OpenAI, we have Llama, so we are not not just Google.
And I think that may actually be helpful, yeah, in
Yes,
some way to them, right? Because
yes,
rather than being told, be cautious, we don't want disruption to our existing business model. Disruption's here. Let's get on with it. That's what those engineers and researchers are now probably feeling a bit free.
yeah, yeah. And how do you see? Obviously, AI is gonna be everywhere. Uh, like some people started to pose AI, it was just a joke. It's not gonna pose like when the genie is out of the box, right? Now it's gone.
Yeah,
And how do you see GPT-5, GPT-6? Is it gonna be a point where it's really scary?
I actually think, and like Sam Altman recently said this, right? He said the era of just us building bigger and bigger models is kind of coming to a close because GPT-4 is already tremendously large, huge,
Mhm.
and to train a significantly larger model would be so expensive and slow. And what I think will happen is, yes, there will be a GPT-5 and a 6, but maybe, and this has happened with GPT-4, like people like recently they've made changes and it's got lots of smaller systems now inside it that are good at different things. And I think GPT-5 and 6 might just be like very, increasing the specialties that it's good at by an order of magnitude or two. So
Mhm.
that's what I think, because I think them building just one giant model is so expensive and
Yes.
slow that actually building 10,000 smaller models that are good at different things is actually more realistic.
Wow. You're right. That's one of the thing also, um, uh, to know. It's building an AI, an LLM is very expensive, right? You need a lot of computing power, right? CPU, GPU is not something not everybody can do it, right? Even if
No,
you even if you are a specialist, but you need a lot of investment to do it.
yeah, and just to get the GPUs is hard. I mean, so we host our open source model on the GPUs that with GCP. We're with GCP. We're on the GCP AI startup program as well, and so we have access to those GPUs. And that's only a tiny amount of GPU power. Anyone who needs a huge quantity of GPU power, you're really struggling to even get that at the moment because it's just scarce resource. Nvidia have already increased their production to as much as they possibly can, but that's not really going to change. It's very difficult to produce a huge amount more microchips quickly because of how slow it is to build the fabrication processes. So, not only is it expensive, I just wonder, is it even possible? Like, if you wanted to
Mhm,
make a model
mhm,
10,000 times the size of GPT-4,
mhm.
does that compute exist anywhere? Is
Right.
it accessible? I
Mhm.
don't know. Maybe not.
You're right.